Yeah, I think it has started.
So are we live now?
Yeah, I guess we are live. Oh, so hello Aditya, long time no see.
Yeah, hey Akhil. Yeah, it's really been so long, and we are back again.
So what we will be discussing today?
Yeah, so I think as we have already like touched it, so it's like filmmaking and the corners of filmmaking basically,
Okay, that's
like
an interesting
behind
topic.
the scenes and yeah,
Okay, that's an interesting topic to discuss with, as the film industry, or we can say entertainment industry, is going very rapidly. So,
yeah,
and people are also coming into this profession. More of people are coming. Like it's not uh, like in early times, you just shoot a video and you just cut it, and that's all movies been made. But
yeah,
now the directors and the cinematographers are putting their sweat and blood into it to make it like look gorgeous and evoke some feelings of the what we can say viewers.
right.
So what is
So
the
like
most recent movie you have watched? So let's start from there.
so that's very good starting point. So the most recently I watched it, it was today, and the movie was Major. It was such a nice masterpiece. I would like to mention because the cinematography and everything, like the movie was actually a movie. Like it wasn't, like Mirch Masala or something like that we are expecting nowadays from Bollywood. Like there is some story and yeah, some hero heroines are there and the story is revolving around them, something like that. But it wasn't like that. It wasn't ordinary. The director and the like filmmakers, they have actually used the methods of cinematography and these filmmaking techniques. I can clearly see them on the movie, and that's the thing that I would that yeah, I should mention. And yes, yeah, and that is one of the reasons that why we have chosen the topic today.
Yeah, so
It's
I
really
have
a
to
nice movie.
see the trailer of that movie. So
Yeah,
I just got to know about, like, I knew about the Unni Krishnan, the major,
Unikrishnan, yeah,
uh,
Sandeep
yeah,
Unikrishnan,
Sandeep
yes.
Unnikrishnan. I have read about him in in an article in the web, but
Mm-hmm.
I saw the trailer of the movie only, and I was
Mm-hmm.
not thinking of the cinematography as you told, but because you can see the whole cinematography in the movie only. You cannot judge
Yeah,
from the trailer because trailers are just,
absolutely.
yeah, trailers are a very short clip of that. So I just
Mm-hmm.
thought that the story would be great, and
Mm.
I also saw that the new faces were there. So
Yeah,
I like new
absolutely.
faces with every a great character. Like if you are portraying someone in the life, and if you are using the heroes or actors from older times, then they do not what we can say justify the
Associate
roles.
much with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah.
But new
Mm.
faces, they will be the face of like he will be the face of Unni Krishnan from now. Like that
Definitely,
is I think, and they
because they
create
don't
more
hold any
impact.
identity uh, before
Yeah,
that
yeah,
character for that
definitely.
character before.
Yeah,
So that's how like they are true for these kind of characters. Absolutely,
yeah. So, what are the things like you actually like as a cinematography? We will not talk about story because
definitely.
it will be to the users and viewers. They judge like what kind of story they like. But definitely that
Absolutely.
movies, the character is larger than life character.
Mhm. Yeah. So, talking about the cinematographical parts that I have discovered is basically like I recently, since I got into like filmmaking, I got more interested toward this filmmaking and thing.
Mm-hmm.
So now whenever I watch movie, it's just my general tendency that I look over the cinematography part of the movie. Like if I'm seeing it on a screen, then I will think of the lens they are using, like if it is a wide angle or normal prime lens or whole shoot, like whole scene is being shown using the ultra wide lens or something like that. So I have, it just came into my mind, like somehow I don't know, I just see it likewise. And also like talking about the sounds and how the camera angles and how the scene cuts and what are the props being used. And
Okay.
apart from the props, like how these digital editings can be done, like if we are actually using any graphical things, graphical support, or like editing support,
Mm.
we can see lots of VFX and SFX things in the recent movies, right? So
Yeah.
I tend to think about those things very clearly, and like I enjoy watching things separately from the storyline. Like I enjoy watching the movie like it has to be presented to a normal viewer, and with that part also I like to enjoy it as like watching through the eyes of the filmmaker or a cinematographer, or I like to find the
Yeah, the
errors that they,
artistic part
yeah,
of that
artistic
movie.
view perspective, like what errors they might have thrown at the very production line
Yeah,
that they might have like missed, but as a artist I can see clearly see them on the production, like in the actual output. So like talking about this movie Major, so the camera, I can clearly say that movie was shot on the wide lens, normal prime wide lens. The movie was yeah, it was just shot on that. So that should be because of tight budget, I can say, something like that. But that's how it is, and it was good. It was really really good. So that's one thing, the prime lens thing, wide prime lens. And second thing is how the camera movements, like uh, it would be not good to reference to Hollywood, but I would. So in Hollywood, we can say like they put too much effort. Like they have already been like they are been accessing technology earlier than us, right? Like we have seen a lot of things like fights in the history and something like that. So we were like not into entertainment, and we came into entertainment a little later.
yeah, yeah.
And they were like into it long before, so they are using it very well. So uh, so yeah, I'm referencing Hollywood. There they are using like exact lenses whatever they want. Like you have to use a fisheye for a particular scene, it will create a drama according to that, so they will use a fisheye lens, they will not settle for a prime lens. So that's how they work. Like they yeah, they completely like want everything to be perfect. So in that case, like I will mention example. So you might have seen like the scenes such as someone is sitting on the bar and they are like making a cocktail or any beer,
Mm.
whiskey, and they are pouring ice cubes. Okay, and like they are sipping this whiskey or wine, and they
Yeah.
are delivering their dialogues. So in that case, like if you actually practice this thing in this like the what in the set or somewhere, so this ice cubes, whenever you like they whenever they hit the glass, whenever you like lift the glass or rest the glass, they make sounds, clinging sounds,
Yeah.
and this will definitely interrupt in the dialogues. So I have seen in some filmmaking video what Hollywood filmmakers or what pro filmmakers they use plastic cubes, like they don't make any rustling sound.
Okay.
So that's how close detailed they are, that they do not want any extra part, they just want very things to be very precise and clear. So that is one example that I have mentioned. So talking back to this major film, a film called Major. So here the camera motions, like movement of the camera. There's a scene that the hero's father, he's lifting his child on the shoulders, and he's seeing some soldiers, navy men. They are following a crew. They are forming some formations. So he's seeing that. So the camera movement was so nicely done. Like it was line of sight, normal regular line of sight for the kid's perspective. So
Okay.
if I'm lifting the kid, so that should be how like whatever kid is seeing, that should be shown in the scene. So that's how detailed they have worked here. So
Okay. Okay.
the second factor was the camera angles. First for the lens that they have like set for the prime lens, and they have worked beautifully with it. The second thing is the camera movements, and the next thing is the controlling the what we can say, the blur, the aperture based on the scenes. That is also
Depth
very
of
nice,
field.
like what we, yeah, depth of field, like what story should tell it. Like if you are blurring something, it's very common, like you will find in every movie,
Yeah.
but they have like we can clearly see this in this movie. that they
Like they
have
have
like
used the
mastered
basic
it.
things and these in-camera
Yeah,
things very much nicely and
very much nicely. Yeah,
to
that's the thing.
portray something and evoke some
Yeah.
of the emotions.
Yes. And also sound. Yeah, I would definitely mention, I should mention sound. Sound is absolutely good. It was like developed for Dolby Atmos, and sound was so precise, like the gunshots and everything, like sound from the behind, and like the if the person is not in the scene, how it would sound, and if the hero is in its own mind, so how we can emphasize it. Like we can clearly say, like if in the serials we have seen, right? Like hero sorry, the character just thinks like this, and audio is plays in the back. That's one way. But if you have to emphasize this, that I'm in this moment, and I am just like about to make some decision, and the thought process is very crucial, and I have to think more about it. I have to like be in this part. So how you are going to emphasize it? So the sound should be different. In this movie, I have seen this, like they have emphasized the scene particularly by playing with the sounds. So that's
Okay.
one thing: the sounds, the lenses, and the camera movements.
So
So the three things,
like
and
they
this
have
was
added
normal,
visually,
awesome. Yeah,
like visually and use of audio and all the things
audio
were
and
on
everything.
to the
Yeah,
point.
very, very, very on to the point. It's
Nice,
nice.
nice.
And yeah, I
So
think props, I can say editing and props, they are also, yeah, they are as good as any other movie. They are, yeah, basically good. Like we have seen movies with the gunshots and this kind of soldier and armory weaponry movies. So they are, yeah, they are nicely done too.
and also it is very critical to create produce such type of movies as this is one
Right.
of the most sensitive things we have
Yes,
faced in
absolutely.
our history, in our
Mhm.
Indian history, and
Yeah.
putting these things in a very good way to
Mhm.
educate people about this topic, like who are your heroes, like
Right.
mm, you should know that who are those people who have like sacrificed themselves to save many
Absolutely.
lives,
Yeah.
and you can get so much of motivation or inspirations from their life, I think.
Yeah, sense of patriotism.
Yeah, yeah,
It,
and that
this
is
movie
very
clearly,
important.
yeah, yeah, it just seeds the sense of patriotism inside any person watching it. That's very clear. And I'm not lying, I was getting goosebumps at every scene. Like whenever the soldier, he's delivering some dialogues related to the country or anything like that, those moments were really goosebumps. They were just out of they were giving me chills. They were really nicely
So
done by the
they
yeah,
were successful in creating a great movie. So, like if
great
they
movie.
are
Yeah,
creating goosebumps and all the excitement within you, then they are like the great artist and the great director is working behind the movie, I think. I don't
definitely.
know the name of the director. I only like know the major, the role of the
Yeah,
player major has been
Sanjay
played.
Sanjay Krishnan. Yeah,
Yeah, I only know that. And in the trailer, I have also seen that the craze for the army of Krishnan. Like he was very much mad, obsessed with being an army person.
being in army. Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So the family and all things were like below the country of something like that. I've
Yeah,
seen in the trailer.
yeah, yeah. It was like that.
So talking about the cinematography, I would like to recommend you one series. It's not
Which
an
one?
anime; it's a series.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so because we are calling like working on the cinematography directly, so you should watch Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. Okay.
Yeah, the I'm not talking about story, I'm not talking about characters and thriller and all those. I'm only talking about cinematography of that series. Like you will
Okay.
really love the transitions. Transitions are amazing on that. Like they will be playing with transitions around in every scene. Like
Like the
wherever,
cuts. You're talking about the
yeah, yeah,
cuts.
they were like very smooth cuts, and the transitions are great. The camera angles are very great, and sound is like not that good, but it's 60 around, okay. So but the theme song of it is great. So if you will start watching that, you will be fan of, like, in the starting I was not a I only saw that one season one due to the cinematography, but then the story picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then the story picked up and it was a great story and all those. So you said, like, if you like to, like, if you want to see some great cinematography, then you should see the Stranger Things. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I'll definitely look at
and
this.
creating a good cinematography in the series are like not that much needed. Like you have a
Mm-hmm.
ground for a very long hours, like 10 hours, 20 hours to complete your
Mm-hmm.
story. You do not need a very great cinematography because you do not want to earn very much money in the Netflix series round. But because in 2 hours movie you have to be a great cinematographer to evoke the
Absolutely.
feelings within just 2 hours, because series has the power to evoke your emotions not in one episode but in another episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So but they have done great work in that.
So yeah, that was about like the recent movies that we have watched. So let's get a little back in the history. So what do you think, like how it was all started, like filmmaking and these movie and entertainments,
Okay, so let's go
and
to.
transition to this new era,
Mhm.
like everything, whatever you think.
Okay, so let's start from the camera. Like whenever the camera is invented, people were into the. Okay, sorry. So let's start from the drama. Not talking
Mm,
about the camera and all those things.
mm,
Like it drama has been sort. The skit has been played in the stages. Okay,
mm,
so it was very flat.
mm.
Audience is in the seat and they are just seeing the flat drama thing. People, all the hard work and all the like emotion working things are on the artist only.
Yeah.
But it was a live show. Okay, then now the things has evolved, like people are making movies, people are
Mhm.
like put visually creating the stories, the dramas and everything. Like in earlier, it might be like they used to edit in cutting the reels. Like they used to
Yeah.
cut the reels and join the reels, and then the movie
Mm.
was edited like that. So there was
Yeah.
very less scope of doing these artistic kind of things. Like they can only use the transitions only and only the camera angles.
Yeah,
But
things are
people
limited
were,
at the time. Yeah.
yeah, and that was a very amazing thing. Like you could see a running horse and a running person in a screen.
Right.
So that was amazing. Like you, when you were very small, what you used to think, like how the TV is running. Like
Right.
I literally thought that there are things behind the TV, they are doing all the things. Okay,
Yeah.
so that was a great invention of that time. So now people have like the artistic mind has been like grown, and they have thought like, I'm seeing this in a this way, then I could uh, also make the viewer see the way I am seeing this, and also to
Hmm.
evoke some kind of feelings. Like the camera angles are telling you, the camera angle tells you more of the scene than the dialogue.
Absolutely.
If the person, you have to make it a grand or great, so you will use a low angle shot so
Lower
that the
angle.
person is, you are watching this like this. And if you want to make a person be humiliated, or like you want to show them small, then you will definitely use a high angle shot
Higher
so
angle.
that they will
Right.
look small. So these kind of things are telling you, they are subconsciously creating some kind of feelings inside you, not directly.
Yes.
If you know these, like camera angle, this is this is this, then you have to think of this. But like
Right.
these things are embedded in the human mind, because if you will see something small, then you will think of humiliation or small or such kind of feelings automatically. So these are
Right.
the things, like slowly, gradually that has started. But after the invention of the editing softwares and the computers and all those things and VFX, the what we can say, the jump in adding artistic things in the movies has been greatly increased. Like rapidly, it has increased. Now they can do whatever they like in the movie, but sometimes they
Right.
reunit completely, add more of the artistic things, and like just they want to show their skills, I think. So that is ruining
Hmm.
some kind of movie. But the editing to the point, the cinematography to the point is great. And also people love to see the in camera movements and in camera, like maximum thing
Transitions
if you
and
can
yeah.
achieve in the in
Hmm.
camera, those things are can never be, like you cannot achieve by editing.
In the
Like
post production,
there
right?
will be
Definitely.
little or small what we can say thing you can catch if you are like doing these things. So in
Right.
camera things, and there is a movie which is related to war, and that is not edited. It
Dunkirk,
was
Dunkirk.
no, no
So
Donkey. I'm not talking about Donkey. There is one Hollywood movie. I don't remember the name. It start on 19 something, and that movie is shot in one go. Like no pause
one
taken.
go.
Yeah, no pause is taken. No editing done. Just whole movie shot.
Wow.
So
I think that's Dunkirk. Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. No, no,
Dunkirk.
no. It's not Dunkirk.
Dunkirk.
No, no. It's of Dunkirk is a very famous movie.
Yeah. It's
That
also like it's also been nicely cinematographed. So that's how I remember it.
I will mention the name of that movies someday.
Hmm.
But that is thing I think like in camera movements and these cinematography and these things, and also opening of various schools of cinematography like movie making and all those things are getting common these days. So
Hmm.
that is the thing like, and everything comes from the research and study of it. So more, if
Yes.
more people are involved in schooling and educating of these things, education of these things, then new things will come. Definitely, newer things will come and they will be adopted in the movies. So that's my
Right.
view on that.
Hmm.
So you can also say like, what are your views? Like, how do you see that then things of cinematographies have been grown from zero to this much level?
Yeah. So like you said, like at the very first time it was only drama. Like the people were, and I would also like to mention it was not only the acting, but the props and
Yeah, yeah,
sound
lights and all.
effects was lights, sound effects and props. Though these things also pampered like how a drama can be more emphasized or how we can engage audience more to inside this drama. So for this, like how I can say this because is I was recently like a year ago I was watching this series is series for teens is called Victoria. So, Victorious, sorry. So in Victorious, this girl, this girl, what we call it, central character. There's
Victoria,
a word for central character. What do we call it?
protagonist, antagonist.
Protagonist. Okay, the protagonist. So she was victorious, and she was in a drama school. So the series was so nice. Like they actually shown what was their practicing in the drama school. Like there was sound, actual moments for like we have to change the sound, we have to change the lighting, and we have to like throw the prop or we have to drop the prop, and this all this technicalities. So I really enjoyed this Victorious series. So that's one thing like how I got to know about this, like the props. Like I was all actually aware of the props and things, but by this series I actually got to know the technicalities. Like these are the only people like they are acting, and in the other part they are like handling the things in the backstage. So it was like that. So that was drama. And next time we have moved forward toward this the movie, the black and white movie, and then little like the cuts, the real cuts that Akhil shared, B rolls and everything. And after that, we gained like more power over the cameras and other technology. Like technology evolved, so we gain more power over the lenses and cameras. So that's how like we got more into the cinematographical part, like how we can change the camera lenses to create more, impact and on the scene and everything like that. And later these things more like came into like these props and everything was still there in this filmmaking process. Like instead of using, like if you have to lift a stone, you have to show that the character is lifting a stone. You are not going to actually lift a stone, that's going to be very heavy. So in that case you are going to use props. And in the most of the cases, like we have seen the stunt doubles, like the actions that may cause damage to the these actors, those those who are taking care of their skins and body very like they're very what we can say, they're very gentle, they need to be
Yeah,
cared more, right? So we have a concept of stunt doubles where stunt doubles do the actions where the face is not really matters. Like we take shots such that the face is not revealed and something like that. We just play with this thing around. uh, yeah, so the concept of stunt doubles. And okay, I got messed up like what I was
No,
saying.
no problem. We are talking about the whole filmmaking process, like everything which is important. Stunt
Yeah, so
doubles are,
props were there, and then this stuntman and everything was there. Then the set was there, like we can say that the props thing is now enlarged to sets, we can say they are larger props, we can say.
yeah,
So
yeah.
set is there, and now next what we have, where we have moved to, we have moved to like using the VFX and post production tools. So in that case also we are using props. Like I can name a Disney movie, I think Disney Star Wars is again going to recollected, remade, and it's on hydrogen blue something screen like that. So it basically creates a scene. Instead of using like keying out the blue, this green screen
Green
or blue
screen.
screen, yeah, they are actually like using a background of that scene, and it's a
Oh,
cube or like a curved display, something like that arrangement. And so it there's less effort, human effort to keying out this green
and
screens
editing
and
all
blue
those
spaces.
things.
Yeah, so that's one thing that Disney have used. So in that also, like using of the props is still there, and I don't think it's going to leave us anywhere, because
Yeah,
we cannot really make everything in the 3D
yeah,
models.
and like,
That's
and it
really
is, and
hectic.
it takes so much human effort,
So much,
energy, and
yeah, so much
resources.
and we are time bounded, so it will take years to build a very complex and very complex and detailed thing. So that's not going to balance things out, and they are going to cost more, hell more. So why to choose that difficult way when we can settle for good things? So props are not going anywhere. So we have seen like the props was there from the drama, and then in the filmmaking, and then in the filmmaking we have seen the more like stunt doubles and everything, and then the VFX and post editing. Now we have these things, and throughout this we have developed theories like how we can, like you said, just at the camera angles, how we can play with the camera angles, how we can play through the cuts of the scenes. Like if I have to see this, show that I'm just opening a door, then I will just open a door and cut I will cut to the scene where I will be sitting in the room. So these things, like these transitions, uh, just a moment.
Okay, okay, no problem.
uh,
So until Aditya comes, so stunt people are also the people who are very much trained in doing stuffs like jumping and all those calisthenics and athletics work. So they just not are the people who are saving the faces of the celebrities, but also doing the things which are tough for a normal people to do. And also you may have been seen that the some of the actors are doing their own stunts like Akshay Kumar, and also the Tom Cruise is doing their own stunt things in the Mission Impossible. So these are the things that stunt people do. Yeah,
yeah.
Aditya, continue.
Mhm. So like I was saying that the stunts and props and post production. So uh, yeah, so where was actually, I lost again.
So you are in the props, like they cannot be removed resources, and the Star Wars things like they are using the like actual
Yeah, so
things.
basically they are not going anywhere. We cannot generate every 3D models of the every asset. That's Yeah, that's going to take a lot of time and it's costlier. So, and yeah, so by this time theories have been developed, like you said about the camera angles, the transition and everything. So these theory have been like, it's not like it's a day one thing, like yeah. Yesterday I was shooting something and the next day I got to know that yeah, this thing happened, and so and I have proved the theory. It's not that like that. It's a research of years and years of human intelligence, like how viewers can pursue our story, how we can make it more impactful and everything. So these researchers get collected into some sort of theories, and we can clearly find them on the internet nowadays. Filmmaking theories basically, where we can see these cuts and camera angles, everything. So the theories were built till now, and now there's again we are in a transition phase where we have seen like it's not necessary to have tools, the exact tools that filmmakers need, like the red hydrogen camera or
Hmm.
the high end lenses or something like that, that cost lakhs and tons of money. It's not like that. We have seen like the reels and these short video clips.
Yeah,
They are
yeah,
also evolving. The YouTube creators, they are doing much great things. Like if I have to travel back like 10 years back, so there was TVF channel, AIB channel that formed, and at that time they are also using these theories, like the theories I said, they are established till now. So they are using it, and they have like implemented them, executed them so well that we can clearly see them on the videos. Like they
yeah.
have tested everything from the cinematography, color grading, post production, editing, and then after that, like adding the VFX or any special effects in the
And
videos.
also they are creating a great music.
Yeah, and then the music. So these are the things, and now we can clearly say like these things have been clumped up into small tools like your camera phone or any less costlier things like some microphone or some lenses, fancy lenses. So now the creators, and they have more resources, and
Okay.
they are experimenting more, and these things have become like more of a general thing. Like at that time it was very unpopular. They are very unpopular. Like filmmaking people were only the one who were knowing these things, like what are the technicalities, how things work. But now general people are also understanding, because the creators are now more they are also general people. We and you are creators. We are just writing videos and we are shooting it to the internet, so we are also creators. So the creator thing has now been generalized. The filmmakers are now been generalized, but they are not filmmakers, but they are somehow using these pre-established theories and models. So that's
Yeah.
how it's again a transition that we
And
have
also they are
witnessed.
not knowing the actual theories, but they have seen transitions in the movie. They have seen transitions somewhere,
Yeah,
and they
so
are
that's
trying
how
to
they are just
mimic
mimic
that
these
thing,
things.
and
Yeah,
they are doing it greatly. Like they are
yeah,
like shooting the video from this, and then zoop, then something
yeah,
comes, and they are using it very greatly. Like they are documenting their travel journeys, documenting their college journeys, and documenting every part of,
right.
like, this is the generation that has documented almost everything.
Everything. So this was a history to the present era of filmmaking, I think.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how it is.
And also you, if
And
you like, people are now not calling studio walas and the
yeah,
movie makers in each
they
of
have
their
actual
functions. But earlier
designations.
there
Yeah,
was,
definitely.
if you are going to celebrate the birthday of your children, then you will be going to call some video shooter and all. Like they are used to be called a video shooter, video shooting, all of those things, not the cinematographer and something. Yes.
So that was a prop thrown onto me. I was just practicing a movie.
No problem, no
No, I
problem.
wasn't. It was actually thrown by my roommate. So that's how the transition happened, and it's again we are again into a transition phase. So what's time, Akhil?
It's
Obviously,
almost, we have done a 32 minutes of session, and that was a
oh,
great session. And
oh yeah,
it was after a long time, and I think like we have to start from,
it again,
not
yeah,
from zero, but
yeah. We have to
uh,
start it again.
from chapter
Absolutely,
15 or from chapter 20. The progress of we have been like shifted towards back. So when we
yeah.
were in the chapter 70, or like that thing, that we were in our prime. So we will be on our prime, and we will
We
be
were at
coming with
our peak at the time.
great topics, and also we will be bringing some courses here too. So like we will try to teach. Yeah, we will like
Yeah, we can
give
have
back to the
separate
community.
playlists for it.
So,
Like,
yeah, we will be
so
like
yeah,
doing
definitely we can
that
do it.
things, and it will not be in. It will be very casual thing. Like
Yeah,
you, it will
and we are
not be
not
like you
yeah,
see in YouTube videos, like they are edited. Okay, so
yeah.
if they are writing a very smooth code, we will not be writing that. We will be showing our whole. We will be presenting our whole screen, so you can
Mess
see
and
that how
yeah,
we
everything.
search the errors and how we like resolve the errors. We try multiple, but we can say answers from the Stack Overflow, GitHub threads, and whatnot. So,
Yeah,
like we will be fixing the leaks which occur in our code. And why I'm sharing this, because like now we are in the corporate world. Okay, so we have started the college canteen to get into this.
right.
Not one, just only one reason, but it was one of the reasons. So I think like we should start some new thing and try some new things. Like we can try to teach some of the things. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Like two people are coming, and also we can like discuss some of the questions.
We can discuss questions. We can, discuss actual problems like how, let's suppose how this video is made. Let's
Yeah, how
try
this
to make
video
it.
is made, and
Like, what
like
are the
we can
technicalities?
also
Like,
like we can also
yeah,
discuss on some research papers. Like AI is, I'm
yeah,
following the AI research papers nowadays.
yeah.
So
Okay.
the AI is doing amazing. Like recently, a Google AI, it was able to create you see the effect in the 360 effect in a video. Like
Oh yeah, I
you,
got, I got it. I have also like read it somewhere.
so like
So
it
parallax effect, basically generating
yes.
parallax
So
effect.
you only give
Sorry,
image. You only
pseudo,
give
yeah, pseudo
image.
3D. From image, it's generating 3D.
You give
That
four
parallax kind of
image.
thing.
Okay, so like let's take an example. You give the from front, back, east, west, north, south, from four directions. You give the image of this, and you feed into the AI network, and it will create a video of this. Like you will be maneuvering over this full water. So we have seen this in Doraemon
Mhm.
once. Yeah, it was in the Doraemon. Like it was creating the unshot part in the video, in the photos, and now this is happening.
Wow.
That is great. And also there is there is one AI. He the AI is called the AI is considering himself smart. Yeah, but it but it gave wrong answers of calculations.
It will happen till
So
whenever
they are
AI
learning. So
lasts.
they are learning. One day they will be like great AI. So we will be discussing like okay. So we can discuss top three AIs. Oh, Aditya is gone. So let me say to you like we can discuss top three of the AIs which are now in the market. So thank you for your time, guys. Thank you, Aditya, for joining us, and you are not with us. So thank you for joining today, and we will come tomorrow with new topic. So that's all for today. Bye bye. Good night.